everyone, welcome to another of my videos. Today I am going to be making, I am excited and very anxious to do this. I'm going to make my own pasta. Actually, I have made my own pasta before, but I've just used like a rolling pin and then cut it into like wide strips. But I got this for Christmas from my in-laws and I'm really excited to try it. So it's the KitchenAid, oh my god, is it backwards? No, it just looks like that. It's the KitchenAid 3-piece pasta roller and cutter. So it has a pasta roller that attaches on my KitchenAid machine, and then there are two cutters. I'm not using those today, but one is for fettuccine and the other one is for spaghetti, which I will be using shortly. But what I'm making today is lasagna. This dinner that we're making tonight is, I've been basically making components of it over the last couple days in the last couple of videos. So I'm going to make a lasagna. And I made homemade ricotta cheese a couple videos ago. I will link that below. I also made the sauce yesterday, no, the day before. I made some spaghetti sauce. That is in my fridge ready to go. That was in another video. I'll link that below. And I think we're going to have salad and I'm going to make garlic bread, I think. I do have a cheat garlic bread from the grocery store that I froze. I might just pull that out, but I also did make hoagie rolls out of sourdough bread, which could easily be halved and turned to garlic bread. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. But did I say what I'm making? I'm making a beef lasagna out of those ingredients. So the only thing I didn't make was the mozzarella cheese, which I am taking a cheat from Costco with that. So I have all the components to ready. So all I really have to do is ground up the beef, just add the pasta sauce to that, and then just start layering. It's a little early right now. The kids are upstairs napping, hence why it's so quiet. But I just wanted to show you guys. So excited to use this. I just took the manual out and read it, and I'm going to make pasta dough. If you've seen my videos, you know that I'm a sourdough freak, and sourdough people always talk about sourdough pasta. However, because it's the first time using this, I'm just gonna go with some OG pasta recipe where the ratio is 1 egg per 100 grams of flour and a little bit of salt. I'm gonna use that ratio, but I'm just going to quadruple it. So I'm gonna use 4 eggs, 400 grams of flour, and I'm going to try. The last time I did it, I just did it on my countertop. So we're gonna try that again. It's a little messy. I think the kids will like watching me do that. And I don't have to let it ferment or rest or anything. It's just gonna sit there for about 20 minutes. And we're just gonna keep feeding it through the pasta machine. And this machine goes up to a dial of 8. And it says for the lasagna, you wanna go to a layer of 4. I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot left over. I haven't decided if I want to do 2 eggs worth or 4 eggs. I'm not doing a 9x13 of lasagna. It's my grandmother's Corningware dish, which you'll see in a little bit, and it's probably like a 10x10 square. So I might have it. I might do 2 eggs and 200 grams of flour. We shall see. Anyway, that is what I'm doing today. I also wanted to make graham crackers, but I don't feel like I have the energy to do that. So in an upcoming video, I'm going to be making homemade graham crackers because my kids have been loving them, and I figured that was pretty easy to make. And I would love to turn that into a sourdough, but first I want to make it regular to see if I can get my kids to eat it, and then I will slowly change up the ingredients. That's what I've noticed, at least with Paul. If I make it original, he'll eat it, and then I slowly change the sugar for coconut sugar, and then I add sourdough and kind of sneak it in. We'll see if he notices. Okay, so starting with the pasta, I am using all-purpose flour here. I have since made it with semolina. I'm still testing out different pasta recipes, but this one was for every 100 grams of flour, you put in 1 egg, so I did 2 worth, and then add some salt. I did see other recipes that add olive oil. I didn't in this instance. The dough was a little tough. When I made it with the semolina, it was almost too wet, so I'm still trying to find that really good pasta recipe. Both worked out really well and were delicious. We had the semolina flour as spaghetti, and it kind of like got gunked up. So I'm still trying. I really want to try making these sheets and make ravioli. I think that sounds absolutely delicious. But I just go at it on my kitchen counter with a fork, and then I use my little spatula to kind of break it up. And you can see here I'm trying to knead it, but it's like really stiff. It still worked, but it became really difficult to knead. It was almost like there was not enough moisture in it or something. I covered it with a wet handkerchief there and then started on my sauce. I already made the pasta sauce in another video, so this was just browning up some hamburger meat. I leave everything in there. We like the grease. And then just add that pasta sauce I made the other day in there. I don't even really heat it up. I was just kind of mixing it because we're going to make all of our layers here in a second. And this is the ricotta cheese that I made a couple videos ago. It was a little stiff, as you can see here. I added 1 egg, some salt, Italian seasoning, and then I just went ahead and thinned it out with a little milk just because I needed it to spread, and it was a little on the thick side. This was absolutely delicious cooked in the lasagna, by the way. I don't think I'll ever buy ricotta cheese ever again unless I'm just too lazy to make my own. That worked out so well. So you can see here, mixing it all up, getting that ready. And then the only other two ingredients you need are the mozzarella cheese and the, whatever you want to use, pecorino or Parmesan. I chose to use pecorino. But here I am putting it through the dies. You can see, again, I am new at this, so I'm sure this is not the prettiest pasta you have ever seen, but I'm doing it on the lowest setting first. You kind of fold it in thirds and you keep going through. I'm telling you though, this was very zen. I could have done this for like hours, just back and forth, back and forth. And the kids thought it was like the coolest thing to watch ever. So I did it at the first, it was number 1 setting, and then I just kept feeding it through. You can see that dial there. It is so easy to change, and I just kept going through and through until I hit, I believe number 4 is where I stopped. And you can see how luxurious it looks now. It's not very even like the ones you see on, you know, like Food Network or something, but it still was absolutely delicious. And I did this 2 times. It made 2 big sheets, as you can see there. Here is my grandma's Pyrex dish that I was talking about. Corningware, not Pyrex, Corningware. I probably could have done a 9x13 because this was a little packed, but it's okay. We just made it work. I actually wanted this one specifically because it had a lid. So I'm just cutting my sheets here, and I always like to, even when I'm using regular lasagna noodles, I do them one way, put my filling, and then I flip my noodles the other way, which I'll see in a second. So I'm just cutting those to fit. I do, what is this then? 3 layers of pasta. So I do a layer of pasta, a layer of ricotta cheese, I'll do another pasta, the rest of the cheese. I don't know how many layers. I think I've seen people make 5. I guess I always end up making 3. So here's the first layer of ricotta cheese. Then I put some grated mozzarella cheese. I did not grate it myself. Paul wanted to help me on this, so you can see him helping my little sous chef there. Then I always put some, this is pecorino, and then I'm going to put some more of the pasta in there, and I'm going to put it the other direction, like I was saying. So I had it going vertical the first time, and now I'm going to go like horizontal to your view. And I just kind of cut and fit everything in there. I was not wasting any. I was not keeping any of these pasta sheets for some other dinner, so I was just shoving it all in there. It was so good. So good. Matt said this was the best lasagna he's ever had. And then here's the rest of the ricotta cheese. So I split it in half is what I was trying to get at before. Smear it around. I add some mozzarella cheese on top of this, and then this is like everybody's so personal with their lasagnas on how they do it. And I always put a layer of sauce down, noodles, and then sauce on top. So here's the thing. I don't put mozzarella cheese on top of my lasagna. I got this from Binging with Babish a couple years ago. He was talking about different lasagnas, and one of the methods that they preferred was to put not mozzarella on top, so it doesn't make that weird hard crust that's like hard to cut through, which is delicious, but just to put the pecorino or parm or combination of both on top. So that's what I've been doing ever since, and that is what we like to do. So here I am putting that top sheet on top, again flipping to the other direction, and then I'm going to put the rest of my meat sauce on top of here. And this is where I was like, this is going to overflow. So you can't see it here, but I did put it on a cookie sheet with foil or something under it, and it did bubble over, but that's okay. But one of the benefits that I like of these Corningware dishes, they all have lids. They're so beautiful, and you can find these at like Goodwill all the time. I know one of the patterns is worth a lot of money. I don't think it's any of mine. But here's the lid, 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. Then I pull it out, see it bubbled over. Take the lid off, get rid of the lid for now, you don't need that. And then top the top with Parmesan, pecorino, or both, a liberal dusting like this, and then I'm going to put it back at 350, or if you're impatient, 375 for like 15-20 minutes. Just watch it. You just want the top to kind of melt and look delicious and look like this. And I cut it into essentially 9 humongous pieces, and we serve this with salad, which you don't actually see. And I did do Food Lion garlic bread on the side, but look how yum that looks. It looks so much better. I also gave it 10 minutes to cool before I cut it. When you cut it when it's cold, the layers are even more delicious. I mean, look how good that looks. It's so good. And this is what the dish looked like. It was kind of messy, but there was a lot left over. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. Check me out on Instagram. My handle's up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.